Well, I'm up late as usual. It's like 1:11, great number. Um, when you're going through stuff, sleeping is the one thing that oftentimes gets sacrificed. And over the years, I have lost a lot of sleep, and my sleep patterns have been all crazy and stuff like that. So I'm sitting up. I just ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I'm gonna play about maybe 30 minutes of video games, uh, and then I'm gonna try to go back upstairs and go to sleep. Uh, I usually before I go to sleep, and if you're going through some stuff, you can try it too. I try to listen to like different wealth frequencies and healing frequencies on YouTube and stuff like that. I use the black screen so the light doesn't keep me up. I listen to a lot of affirmations and stuff like that. Um, and I put my AirPods in and I try to give myself some sleep. Sometimes it takes a little while. I've learned that if I try to go to sleep, it doesn't work. But if I just lay there, uh, thinking about other stuff, that eventually I will doze off a lot quicker. So, yeah. What's up, y'all? It is the next day. It is June 1st, first of the month. Um, Trying to figure out some things, Uh, renting's due today. I got some other things that are going to hit the bank. And I'm trying to figure things out. So here's one of my dilemmas um, is visibility. I got a lot of stuff created. I create all the time. I've just been creating for years. So I have like dozens and dozens of t-shirt designs. I have like hundreds of videos on here on YouTube. I got all kinds of stuff that I've just been creating. Well, where I fall short is on the marketing side. I'm having a hard time promoting a lot of times because my money is always tight. Because when I was a rideshare driver, I would make okay money, but because I had spent so much time catching up, all of my money primarily went to taking care of the household. When I was doing the Lyft rental car program before I bought my own car, which I ultimately lost for that's a whole nother story. Anyway, the Lyft rental car program was $1,600 a month, which broke down to about $400 a week. So before I could make a single dollar to put in my pocket, I had to make at least $400 to give to Lyft. That's a heavy burden to carry every week, man. And so I all the money that I was bringing in basically went to keeping us afloat. Okay, so I never really had any money to free up for for marketing. And so I would always create stuff. I was always putting this together. I'm going to put this together. I'm going to create this. I'm going to do this because I always felt like, God, I see it happen all the time. You go through social media and you'll see somebody be like, yo, I posted this link to my ebooks, or I posted this link to my course guide for ABC XYZ, and people found it and it went viral, and I'm good. And I just be praying for one day of that to get me started, to just show me, hey, you know what? This is going to work, And so here I am today. So what I'll probably end up doing is spending my day sharing things online, sharing links and stuff on Instagram, TikTok, things like that. I'm still applying for jobs, you know, but nothing has come through. So I'm just going to keep doing the things that I think are necessary because I'm being relatively consistent. And so yeah, it's the first of the month, and I'm trying to figure it out, man. You know, my wife is carrying a pretty heavy load right now, and I thank her for that. But it should not be just her load to carry. And you know, people like, well, you just get a, you know, just anything to hold you over. And I've been trying to apply for like just anything, and even the just anythings are not responding to me. And some of the just anythings, I got to be honest, just aren't worth it, because what they do is they take up your time and you don't, you know. So um so yeah, I gotta figure out something, because I don't want to lose my internet, because if I lose my internet and I can't, you know, I can't even do this to work towards paying my rent, and my cell phone's been off for like 2 months, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. Not having an income, if you've ever experienced, there's a lot of people out there that have never experienced what I'm going through right now. So if you've never experienced, you have no idea the sheer levels of stress. And I'm saying this kind of, you know, upbeat, but I am in turmoil on the inside. But you don't understand the levels of stress that a person has to endure as they try to figure out. Because I can't draw unemployment. You know, Lyft was, you know, and it ain't like lay me off. My car broke down, you know, and so yeah, so that's where I am today. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next clip, next video. All right, I don't know if this is the end of this video or not, but I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, thanks. What's up, y'all, and welcome to the second episode of Bum to Billions, the rebuilding of Derek Andre. And on this episode, I'd like to talk about a couple of different things. That is prioritizing my needs. And I also like to show you where I am right now financially. But before I get too deep in, if you're new to the channel, please, by all means, click the subscribe button and the reminder bell so that you never have to miss another video, because you're going to want to keep up with this series. If you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have some encouragement, by all means, leave a comment. All right. If you don't know what's going on in this video, there is a description that tells you everything, but the Cliff Notes version, I am rebuilding my financial life after a catastrophe that happened to me about 8 months ago when I was unable to earn an income. So I am rebuilding my life. So today we're going to get started. So this is where I am right now. All right, this is what I'm dealing with. And as you can see, my account is currently in the negative now. And it's in the negative because my internet bill came out. All right. And that is 2 months. That's not just 1 month. That is 2 months worth of internet service. And I need to figure out how to get that paid sometime between now and tomorrow, or at least by Wednesday, so that I don't lose my internet service. Because if I lose my internet service, that completely cuts me off from the outside world, because my telephone is currently disconnected. So there are a lot of things that happen in this domino effect of not working. And I apologize for my shots being a bit shaky, but I had to use my stabilizer for a pawn. So I'm hand holding this camera right now, this phone. So anyway, so today I want to talk about how what I need to do to prioritize my needs. So I have two major priorities. All right. Number one, needless to say, is income. I have to have income. All right. And the second priority that I have to get a hold of is more transportation. Okay, so we'll start with the transportation first. The reason that transportation is important is because where I live, we have terrible public transportation. So I live in a suburb north of Atlanta, and there are no trains up here. We have buses, but they are very sporadic. and everything is very spread out. So in order for you to really be able to effectively get around, you truly need a car. And I was a Lyft driver for almost 7 years. And trust and believe, I know the perils of not having a car in an area like this. Okay. And so getting transportation is paramount. And I have to have it because it makes it too hard to really look for work because I'm kind of confined to this area because I don't have an income. So I can't, even if I wanted to use a Lyft or wanted to you know bum a ride, I don't have the money to give to anybody to be able to get me from point A to point B. So transportation is paramount. But in order to get transportation, I have to have an income. So what I have been doing income wise, yes, I'm still applying for jobs right up here in this area. And if I find one or if someone wants to hire me, I will definitely take it. But the other thing that I have been doing is I have been using my products. Okay. That is my only other alternative. Okay. I have to use my products in order for me to be able to earn a living. Now, that's what products are for. I created this stuff to sell. I didn't write books for me to just read for myself. I wrote books and created and designed t-shirts and made music and all that kind of stuff for other people's enjoyment. And so my goal is to get that information and get these products and this merchandise in front of other people. Well, that is a challenge. Okay. I'm great at creating, but I'm not that good at marketing. Okay. So I have to figure out how to get my work in front of people. And that's kind of what this video series is about because my YouTube channel is part of my brand. It's part of my products. It's a monetized channel. And so trying to get the word out to people so that I can move products is at the very top of my list because if I can move products, I can provide for myself. I hear these stories about people who who they put out their ebook or their course, one day and then the next day, they had like $50,000 in the bank because and I'm like, how do they do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how do they do that? How can I become that person that puts out some work and then look up and it's viral and I have great work. So that is a constant challenge. So if you're watching this video and you are interested in making purchases, please by all means do so, man. It would mean a lot to me and share my work because that's the only way that it really gets out. You have to fight these algorithms, and algorithms are a monster, man. They are quite a beast when it comes to artists and creators and getting their work out there. So that's where I am on the employment side. Now, another reason that a car is important to this growth process is if I can find work, I don't want to go back into another industry that I'm not interested in if I can help it. Whatever comes is whatever comes, and I'll just take it from there. But I personally would like to get into the industry that I actually came to Georgia for, and that's the film industry. But without transportation, I don't want to do that because I don't want to burn my bridges. Because I've worked on film sets before, and they're 12, sometimes 14-hour days, and they start really early in the morning, and sometimes they go way over in the evening. And if I can't get there, I don't want to set the whole crew off. Even if whether I'm cast or crew, I don't want to be the problem. So I have been very reluctant to apply for any of that kind of work. But if I get a car, when I get, not if. Let me take those words out of my vocabulary. When I get a car, I can do that. Because see, right before my car went into the shop, I was finally at a stage where I was like, okay, now I could actually pursue the entertainment business again, because that's what I did before I moved to Georgia. I ran my video production company, and I did basically business to business work. I did some entertainment based video production. I produced short films and documentaries and stuff like that. But the bulk of what I did while I was in Mississippi was business to business. You know, I produced commercials or promotional videos for different companies, small and large. I did work for the University of Mississippi, the Oxford, Mississippi Chamber of Commerce, Remax Realty. I worked with a lot of different people when I was in Mississippi. It was the reason that I left was due to the fact that there just wasn't enough of that to go around. And as much as I loved our little town in Mississippi, a lot of them still wanted to do print work. So they didn't want to do video as much as they wanted to put their information in the local newspaper or the local magazine. So it was becoming a challenge. So we moved to Georgia so that that I could grow my company. And we had a catastrophe when we got here, and that kind of derailed that for a while. I had to sell all of my equipment. So yeah. So I do want to get back into the entertainment industry. And so, you know, I got to have a car. So those are the two areas that are my priority right now. Is income, preferably through my products, because if I can use my products to pay my bills, that frees up my time for me to pursue other areas of what's the word I'm looking for? Frees me up to pursue other stuff, you know, in entertainment, areas of interest. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. And so, yeah. So I gotta come up with something, man. So, but yeah, that's what this video is about. Just kind of giving you an idea on how. So I have like I said, I have the idea of how to generate money. I just have to figure out how to get the work in front of people, and this is a daily challenge for me. You know, I spend a lot of time trying to figure it out. I'm thankful for ChatGPT because since I don't know anybody in the industry that is doing really well, I don't have anybody that I can call on. I don't have a mentor or a sounding board. So a lot of this stuff I've had to do alone. So ChatGPT has actually made a huge difference in the information that I'm able to receive in regards to ways to post videos and tags and keywords and all this kind of stuff, descriptions and all of that. And so I have been using that, and it has been very helpful. So I kind of know what I need to do in order to generate an income. The biggest question though is, what do I do for transportation? That is that is the $1 million question right there, man. So yeah, thanks for watching. Before I go, let me just give you this little tip. Okay, if you are currently employed and you have one job, all right, you just have that one source of income, I strongly encourage you to look at yourself and find what it is about you that you can do. What are your talents? Do you sew? Do you cook? Are you a singer? Can you write? And I'm asking you these questions because what I would love to see you do is to find ways to monetize that aspect of you and not just depend solely on that one form of income. When my car broke down, that was my main source of income. I've been working to get this other stuff out there. You know, I make a little money here through Instagram and a little money there through YouTube, but nothing enough for me to be able to really just say this is what I do for a living, and this is how I pay my bills. So now I can focus. No, rideshare was my primary income, and with rideshare being my primary income, I had to once it hello there, Zuri Nakai. That's all right. That's my daughter, y'all. You know, it's what happened when you're recording in your own house. This is my daughter. Y'all remember her from the Whip Your Kids video? Let me see if I can focus in on her face. I can't focus in on her face. All right, anyway. Love you, goodbye. But yeah, so what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, focus, trying to find a way to monetize whatever your talents are. So that way you don't find yourself stuck with one form of income and then something happens to that income and then you don't have any alternatives. I feel very blessed that I have books and I have music and I have videos and clothing and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't. You know, if something happens to their primary source of income, they're done for. So if you have some talents, man, use those talents to move yourself right along and protect yourself. Use that as a cushion until you can make it into your primary source of income, and then you can have more control over your situation. All right. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Remember, if you're new to the channel, please, by all means, subscribe, click the reminder bell, and leave a comment. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you have some encouraging words or some suggestions on how I may be able to get a car, please let me know. Please let me know. That's it. That's all I got. All right. So I'll see you on episode number 3. Bum to Billions, the rebuilding of Derek Andre. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.